Feels really nice to have survived a 6-day work week. I was pretty worn out. I think it was on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. That was the first day I had off since Saturday. So I had 4 straight days of work, and I've described the process of getting to my job before, but I'll try to lay it out again. Anytime a shift starts at the job, I leave 2 hours before the shift starts. So if the shift starts at 3, I leave at 1. If the shift starts at 5, I leave at 3, so on and so forth. Sometimes I even leave 2.5 hours early in case I have to like run an errand or get something to eat from somewhere else. But this is the procedure that I've been following since I started working at that place 10 months ago because of how far it is from anywhere I've happened to be able to stay in or reside in. And when you go through 4 straight days of just, you're mostly like sleeping during the morning, you wake up in the latter part of the morning or the early afternoon, and then you have to, after maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, jump on the freeway and then head over there. It's really tiring. And I was complaining a while back about not getting any hours, but having the next few days off is it's a much needed R&R for me. Oh, they also did something I really despise, which is they'll have you scheduled for a set number of hours. And then right as you're scheduled to leave, they'll be like, "Hey, can you go do this thing that's going to take longer than the amount of time that you would be expected to leave by?" So, for example, if they see that like, let's say you're supposed to leave at like 9 o'clock, and it's like 8:50, and they know, and here's something that they know takes 20-30 minutes for you to do. Oh, can you go do this before you leave? Couldn't have asked me to do this 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Nope. That really took away some of my good mood because, well, I mean, no other way to say it. I just think it's really obnoxious that they wait that long. Like they couldn't have asked you at any other point during the day. Hey, can you, or not even that, just like 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Nope, it has to be right before you're supposed to go, so we can get some more labor out of you. Even though it was supposed to be, let's say, 5 hours, it's going to be 5 hours and 15 minutes or 5 hours and 10 minutes, depending on how long it takes you to do this thing. Just highly obnoxious. But yeah, I left after doing that, and I decided to. Sometimes I alternate between trying to get some sleep before I stream because I feel like I'll, have more energy, whatever, even though I'll probably still be tired, but not as tired. In this case, I just decided to go for it because, I mean, hey, people are, they're gonna watch what they want to watch. I'm gonna have. I've had so many instances where I'll say, or I'll think I'm tired, and then I'm still up like an hour later, 2 hours later. So it's just whatever. I don't take it too seriously. Hmm. It's one of those things where I guess I gauge how much of me saying that is true versus how much of it is like actually expressed in what I'm doing. Like if I'm just feel my eyes closing, head tilting, I do start to believe maybe this is really the case. But I've had so many days where I sleep for like 5 hours or six, and just go on with the day, like whatever. Especially when I was at the other place. Good luck getting 8 hours of sleep over there. You get back at sometimes as late as 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and then you got people waking up at 6 a.m. And of course, they can't just tap the other person, right? And, say the person's name right across the room, wake you up to. and of course they're also expecting you to go and pick somebody up from. It's all ridiculous. Oh, people never learn, do they? I guess I should also mention that in my attempt to treat myself, I got a second copy of The Passage of Power. See, what happened is that my original copy was damaged by some draining, like where people have leaks in their house or whatever, over at the other place, and I was pissed because that was the one I used to do part 5 and part 6. Um, and I really, this is probably my favorite volume of the series because, and I tried explaining this on my stream from last week, that the thing I always like about biographies and just a lot of recountings of historical events is that the best authors can take real life and they can spin it, or they can tell it in a way that is engaging even for people that aren't normally into the stuff that it would typically be about, because the tale of Johnson's years as Senate Majority Leader, as a presidential candidate, as the VP, and his first 7 weeks as president is the story of someone overestimating themselves and underestimating their opponents, and paying a price for letting an opportunity pass them by, and thinking, hey, look, it's over for me. I can't go any further than this. I'm done. And it's the total opposite, which ends up happening. You really see him at his highest of highs in Master of the Senate, and the start of Passage of Power as well. And just over the course of, again, the 1960 campaign, and then of course the VP years, his influence wanes. It decreases so heavily. It's a really like I said, it resonates with me. It does, because I've had so many instances as just a person who is trying to do things right. Wanting to write something, wanting to draw something. Just nothing as important as running for president, for example, but just as someone who's wanted to do things and felt like, hey, this should have been done a year ago. People are not as receptive to this now as they were before. I have felt the same, I guess, disposition, where it's just like, I can't go any further than this. I'm done. I feel that way sometimes when I'm at my job with these managers that are barely, that in some cases can't even drink. They're not even old enough to drink, and they're managers. And you look at that and you're like, I'm not. I don't consider myself that old. Like, how the like what? Just it would drive me crazy, because I saw these people who I really didn't think were that qualified for the positions that they had, just rising up the ranks, and then you're just supposed to sit there and be their subordinate. Mm. So yeah, the whole thing is just it's a book that means a lot to me. It is, of any of the books I've read, at least having to do with history, which I'm not going to claim I'm some big giant expert that's read all the biographies. I wish I could. The thing I would love more than anything else when it comes to documentaries and whatnot would be if they were able to turn enough of a profit to where I could also get, like, um all the other major biographies out there, like I think it's Edmund Morris's TR trilogy, because I said before, TR is one of my favorite presidents. He'd also be someone I'd want to go over, but I just haven't had the just I don't want to, like, stress myself out too far. But he would be. Another one I'd want to do, and I would go to Morris's book because that's considered the definitive series on him. With Roosevelt, it's with FDR rather, it's more all over the place. I was trying to use Gene Edward Smith's book, but there are others as well, also out there. Mm, mm. Yeah, people do not understand why certain stuff resonates with me, and it's fine. I don't purport to be some great explainer of things. It's not really a deterrent in terms of like, oh man, I feel so bad that someone doesn't get where I'm coming from. I just really, really like this book. Um, I like all four volumes of the Carol series. Volume three is the most influential one. It's the one that people have actually used as examples of leadership, and you know, it is the one I think probably has had the most influence culturally. But my personal favorite is volume four because that period of dread and I'm like I'm through. I can't go any further. It all just really resonates with me. Yeah, hold it proud in front of the damn camera. I don't even normally. I'm not even trying to brag about it. I just what can I say? I really like it. Mm. And I explained before, part seven is something that it's gonna be a different beast than what we've seen up to this point. Because unfortunately, as Carol's series is incomplete and will likely be incomplete for years to come, I have really no choice but to just use other authors who are not as descriptive, but who are, they're suitable, I guess. Like I said, I want part seven to be a combination of things. I might even split it because I really don't want to make a 2 hour part. Like I'll see what it looks like when I get the key points done, like just the major stuff that I think has to be in it no matter what. But I really don't want this thing to be more than maybe an hour and a half. It doesn't mean I just started bridging stuff for the sake of abridging it. Um, but it does mean that so again, in my mind, I want it to be, you know, the beginning of his tenure all the way up until the 64 election. But if I have to split it, if it just gets too big for one video, I could have it end with the Civil Rights Act being signed and then pick up from there and have it carry through to the Voting Rights Act. So like midway, I think that was midway through 60, or at least carry it to like let's say Medicare or Medicaid, which is still like a year's worth of his time, like a year per each part, which is what I originally envisioned. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm just having to use different sources, which makes it harder than if it were just all in one place. Mm. But yeah, it's been a really crazy week. Just nonstop working. Even the one day I had off was work. I mean, I said before, it's like if I get a day off, there's almost some external force. I don't know what it is that is like, you will not get to do things that are fun today. It was 9 o'clock on Wednesday that I get this call from this person about, oh, these people are going to come tomorrow and they're going to check this place out. And they came pretty early in the day, like 11 o'clock. And because of that, I didn't do my stream that I had planned because again, I didn't find out until the night before. So it's always a hassle. But yeah, then I went to the job yesterday, and I had a shift that was mostly good until that ending part where they pissed me off because they're like, "You thought you were leaving? Well, you are, but you have to do this first." And I went and did that, and finally got to come here. And I guess the only other major thing was that I found out McDonald's is even scummier than I thought they were. Where there's like a McDonald's that's like in that area, and I would sometimes go in there because they have the free Wi-Fi. Like a lot of places with free Wi-Fi, I like to go to because I don't just have it on my computer just all over the place. So I was, and I started going in there when my phone was off because other than there, I didn't have any access to the internet. So I started going in there, and one day I bring my Tumblr with me. Somebody can make fun of me for the color, but I bring that in there with me, and I'm, like with this other places I've been to, you can just go in there, get a drink, whatever, from the little beverage machine. And I start to pour the drink in there, but it won't go or it won't budge. And first thing, the machine is like broken or something. And the lady that is in the front, and it's another one of these people that like barely can even speak English, is like, only water. And I go, huh? Because at first I didn't understand if, and I bring up the language thing for that reason. I didn't know if she was talking about the machine's only serving water right now, or you're only allowed to have water. Like just really confusing. So eventually I went back in there later that day after she had left, and I started to pour a drink, and then it's like it went through for a bit and then it stopped. And I was like, oh my God, because I went and looked online too. McDonald's is so greedy, so desperate to squeeze the money out of the pockets of the people that come into that hellhole that they are trying to stop free. I don't know what you call it, free refills, free sodas. Just disgusting, man. Like that's nuts to me. I mean, it's like what, like I guess I think about all the different restaurants I know of where even if I don't like them that well, um, I have not really liked my job's food at all since they did the okey doke where first your discount is it's $11, then it's like 17 because they want to sit here and try to like find a way around you being able to get an item off for more, just stupid stuff, right? So I just stopped going and eating there. But like they've never had a problem with me. I could get five different damn sodas and it wouldn't be a big deal. Like that's the one consistent thing of that is free that has been the case since I started working there. McDonald's is so damn greedy that they will take drinks that people in the past could just come off the street. Oh man, it's hot outside. Like, could you imagine, because it was like 90 some degrees last week. Imagine like being in the hot, bacon, steaming, boiling sun, this desert of a state, right? And you come into McDonald's, it's air conditioned, mostly clean, whatever. And you're like, oh man, I'm glad I'm in here. Now I can get a drink and I can relax. It's like, oh, you want a drink? Well, you have to buy something first. Just insane. And I hadn't even been able to talk about how ridiculous their food has become. Sometimes I buy a burger from these places and I'm almost like wanting to vomit afterward. Not even because it tastes bad, but just the price and then the size. Like I go to McDonald's, I ordered, I think it was some chicken sandwich. I could probably idea it if I or identify it if I saw it on the menu again. But I go in there, I buy a sandwich. 'Cause I'm hungry, and this sandwich I think is like this big, like we're between my fingers, like it's about like this size. Like it is so tiny that I'm pretty sure I was able to finish it off in like 5 bites, 4 bites. It is small, and it's $10 for that little bitty burger. And the part that drives me the most nuts, right, is that I've gone in the mall, and sometimes they have people that are, like, selling cookies and whatever. Like, you can get cookies that are bigger than that damn burger. The burger's supposed to be bigger because it has the patty and whatever's inside, the meat and whatnot, and it's like I've seen this food is getting so damn small that you can get cookies that are bigger, that have more girth to them. It's nuts. If I put my hands together like this, they're bigger than that burger was. But yeah, ever since and the thing is with McDonald's last year, I was only buying, I think ice cream from there like once a week, twice a week. Like they have a little caramel sundae and the damn, cones, which of course they tend to have a lot less of during the summer. That's always the best time to have your frozen products not working when it's the hottest. But be that as it may, I wasn't, because of the stuff I was getting, I didn't notice that was a rule they had about, no refills, or you can't get this type of drink or whatever the hell. Just crazy, man. Utterly insane. And I'm not against like eating at different places. Like I, said before, the novelty of the job was I go there, I get something to eat before my shift starts, and I can have something to eat before it starts and after I get off, because when I would get off in the past, it was usually so damn late that most of the food places were closed. And it drives me crazy that like they messed that up. So I'm like, okay, I'll eat somewhere else. And the one time I pick McDonald's, it is horrible. It is a tiny itty bitty burger for $10. I know some places you can get two burgers for less than that, and they're the same size too. There are some days where I literally will just only eat chips, and that's not. And I have people. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. It's like, you know what? I don't pretend that it is, but at least it's affordable. Like at least I can go to the market and get like 5 bags for 10. I know I'm not gonna eat all those damn bags in one day. It lasts me a hell of a lot longer than these stupid burgers and all the rest of this other crap from these overpriced fast food places do. That's why I say people are just nuts. They want you to just sit here and I think I want to get into it. It's crazy. Like people really just have no solutions for a lot of this stuff. Just like, well, you have to buy this. Like, no, I don't. Even with my job, it's like I was, you got the goofy manager like, oh, why didn't you order your two whatever like you do every day of your life? I have not ordered from there since August 22nd. That's almost in one week. It'll be a month since I ordered from there. because we're not playing this stupid game. Like, I'm gonna do a video called "What Could Have Been," and it's gonna just like talk about one of those like general just inflection type videos. And I was gonna point out that for a lot of these stupid kids, paying $6 more for some damn food might not seem like a big deal, but for me, it's a very big deal because I live far from that place, far enough to where it's a whole gallon of gas to go out there, which is like $4. So they're trying to charge me an amount of money, like an increased amount of money that's bigger than the amount that it would take to for gas to go out there. And I don't think it's worth it. I don't think anything they make should be almost, if you get two of it, $20. And that's what I think is so like crazy. They actually believe they're doing me a favor. Oh, well, for regular customers to get two of this, it's like 24 or whatever. But for you, it's 17. It's like, it's still crap. Just because you put a damn record player in a car that can't turn on doesn't change the fact the car won't turn on. Like, the price is a non-starter. I'm not doing that. This guy said that they probably think people are too lazy to like actually commit to just being like, yeah, forget this. But if they think that's me, they read one man wrong, because I have been keeping my pledge. When I saw that amount of money on that crap that day, I was like, no, no, never again. They can sit there and rip off somebody else. Honestly, I'm at the point where I just feel like most stuff is just overpriced. Like, I think I went to Carl's Jr. one time and I bought a burger and I think it was like $14. And I said, man, almost like, you're $5 away from being $20, and it's just this one little damn burger. Like, it's, again, anytime it would take an hour of work to just eat one thing, I think it's nuts. Like, the minimum wage over here was like $16 or 20 or whatever, depending on what job you have. But if it takes, like, people talk about, oh, if you raise the wages, then you won't be able to afford things. No, if you raise the prices and people buy it, you won't be able to afford something. These places, if they raise prices so high that everyone just revolts and is like, this is too damn much money, they change it. That's why McDonald's started having the $5 meals. Like, they knew nobody was buying that overpriced stuff. Like, if you think about it, if I were just a regular customer, and I said before, I would never eat at my own job. Like, the discount was the only reason I ate there as often as I did. But like, because that $5-6 saved me a lot. But just the idea of working at, like, I guess I'll put it this way: if you buy two of the thing I want, or what used to get at regular price, it's $24, $25, which means that if you go and buy two of that for let's say each weekday you eat out, that is $125 at a minimum, just for two meals a day. And again, I ask, who has the money for that? Because again, it's not like, I just go and like sit. Like, there's a joke that a lot of these fast food places are the equivalent of like going and eating in an actual diner, and I agree with that, because the stuff is just so overpriced that you might as well go sit in a diner and chow down in there, which is not. I wouldn't mind doing it, actually, just going to like some restaurant, just sitting down and eating something. It's been a long time since I've done that. very, very long time. I'm not kidding when I say I get nostalgic for just the possibility of going somewhere with somebody and actually, just doing something, just hanging out or uh sitting somewhere together. Like I turned down extra work potentially. I wasn't guaranteed, but like I turned down the possibility of more work just to go and see my friend in person because we only see each other like face to face so rarely that I just couldn't pass up the opportunity. It's just such a rare occurrence. Man, these fast food places, they don't know what I do. They think they can just keep messing with everyone and treating them any kind of way. We got a surprise for you. We have a nice little surprise for you. You want to sit there and act nuts and try to squeeze all this money out of somebody, money that they normally don't even have because I mean, most Americans are poor, so it's nuts. Like these places are playing with fire. And my thing is like I get it, right? Corporations only care about themselves, but like I said, if you make things so overpriced that nobody can afford it or that most people can't get it, you're only gonna end up hurting yourself. And that's what I thought was so sad about the discount thing. It's like, hey, here's the one benefit you get from actually working here. Oh, we got to mess with that. So they will never see me order from them again. That's for sure. I would sooner order, like I'll probably sound crazy for saying this, but I would sooner order at the one closer to me because even if I still think that like the thing is overpriced at $11 or whatever, at least they don't lie to me and act like, "Oh, yeah, there was a chance you could have had something." Like, it's always been that your discount only works at the one you work at, which is insane, but at least with them, it's like they're honest about, "Oh, yeah, you can't use that over here," which again is designed to maximize profits. It's all just really sad that these companies are the way they are. Maybe someday I'll work somewhere where they give you an employee discount, you can actually use it at more than somewhere that's 30 miles away from where you live. Maybe someday. God, I just think it's crazy. Too many lies. I would love for one of them to ask me about why I'm not ordering there anymore. Unless it's that one manager, I would tell the other ones like, yeah, it's because they play these stupid games. You play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize. I make this point in the video. I said, I had no problem giving them what is that, $11 every time I came up there, just so I could have some food to eat when I came back to my place. But they're gonna sit there and try to make it 17 or 18 or whatever the hell. Well, then you're just not gonna get any money. I got a place right up the street from me where you can get two burgers for $7, and you think I'm gonna pay over twice as much for like, man, get out of here. That's always been the way I've acted with food, where I just think about like, okay, this costs that much. This is about the price of this. Like I've just shopped around so much that like when I go to these places, I'm like, okay, this is normally this price. This is normally that price, and I don't see a reason to continue to eat somewhere that is getting more and more expensive when there's a place closer to me that is really not that bad. I mean, if I have to spend $15 to get enough stuff to eat for a whole day, I mean, at least when I get those $15 worth of things at that other place, I know it's going to fill me for the whole day. Whereas if I get the two things from the job, there's a chance I have one in the early afternoon or, middle of the afternoon. I'm hungry again, and I eat another one, and middle of the night, I'm hungry again. So it stretches a lot further, is what I'm saying. And it's cheaper too. Originally, it wasn't cheaper when it was $11, but then they decided they wanted to be greedy, so now it's cheaper. That is hilarious. I just love the idea that they were like their greed was so bad that it just turned you off from everyone to eat there again. Why didn't you order the two things like you do every day of your life? Yeah, well, you're not seeing me order from there anymore ever again. They read one man wrong. If they believed that I was so desperate for the stuff they're making, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh man, always trying to not have that glare in the camera, but sometimes it can't be helped. The McDonald's thing is just so disgusting to me. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like you can call me a socialist, whatever, but just imagine it's a hot day. The sun is beaming down on you, which in many cases it has been for me. It can be very hot during the afternoon, but it's a hot day, sun's beaming down. Maybe you've been walking for maybe like a few blocks, a mile, a few miles. You come into McDonald's, they have the air conditioner on. You're kind of like, leaning forward like this, okay, getting that air in. This is nice. And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I have this in my case I have the tumbler, but in the case of somebody else, they have their own cup and they're like, let me get something to drink. It'll be nice to just like, quench myself. And then as you go up and you start to pour that thing in there, right? All of a sudden, a little lady, or it could be a man, whatever, it doesn't matter. A little lady, a little man comes up to you and says, "Oh no, sir, you're not able to get a free drink here. You have to buy something first." You're like, "What?" And then when you buy something, you can't even get the like. Let's say you buy a burger, right? You're like, "Okay, whatever. I'll buy a burger. I'll buy some fries, whatever the hell." And you can't even get a free refill, even though you already bought some. They already got your money. But that's why I said it's just disgusting, man. Like some of these places just can't get me to eat at them anymore because I'm just so grossed out by their practices. Like they treat people like dirt. And they really need to be knocked down a peg because the one thing a lot of these corporations don't understand is that whether it's the people that work for them or the people that buy their crap, we are the reason that they have turned a profit. We are the reason that they have any money. And they just shouldn't be able to get away with treating people like this. Like I go on somewhere like iTunes, and I was just mentioning this because this is like an example of, at least an incentive to care. But I mentioned that when you go on there, you buy a song from an album, the album will become cheaper from you buying that song. So like if I buy, if like let's say album's like $10, I buy a song on there now it's like 9, 10, or 8 something, and the incentive is there for you to like just get the whole album. The album's cheaper now. I bought I think 4 songs off of somebody's album. It went from $9 to like $4, and at least when they do things like that, again, there's an incentive. It's like, hey, we lowered the price in this thing up by almost half after you bought a few songs. Why don't you just get the rest of it? But with these places, there is no incentive. Like the prices are too damn high. Um, the they're doing cheap stuff to like screw people out of things. Oh, you want to get a refill of a basic soda that you can get from anywhere else? Well, gonna have to buy another item or ask us to do it for you if we feel like it. If we decide you've been a good little gremlin, like it's nuts. And when that lady said that, I went like, huh? I saw her again yesterday because they had some kind of, I guess they had some evaluator that was in there that was just kind of like reviewing the place. The way I am in public places, I usually just keep to myself. So I was just typing this Google Doc, and then when I finished, not finished, but as I, it's like it got closer to the time for me to go and do the work, I went in there. Saying all these places are just run by some just demons, man. Yeah, ordering from these places can be so. I don't want to use the term detrimental. Just like there's just no point. Like there are burgers I like from McDonald's or Carl's Jr. What's the other one? Chick-fil-A. But I just look at the price tag on this stuff, man, and I'm like, eating chips is not good for you. Well, hell, if the damn cooked food wasn't costing so much, then maybe I wouldn't. I've always said that one of my favorite parts about the fake concern, right, is like the people who do it tend to say that type of stuff and then they never give you any money to actually, get the supposedly healthier foods that you need so badly. 'Cause like I said, it's all just selective out like not even selective outrage, just like fake concern. Like it's not real. So like I mentioned in the video that I had the same 2 relatives that used to talk trash about me not having a job, and it took one of them years to finally start getting involved with this stuff. Um, and then with the other one, they only became involved after I'd already gotten the job, or after I already started working somewhere, I should say. So it goes back to that same thing of like, oh, you need to do this. Okay, you gonna help me do it? Crickets. Mm. I'm trying to think of somewhere else that has some decent prices for cooked stuff. Because I always go to that same one over and over. It is a really pleasing thought to think about a company where they're so greedy that like they want more money, and then the response by the person they're trying to squeeze more money out of is to just cut off the head altogether. Like, okay, if my discount does not work for more than one combo, then I would just order no more combos. Like it's just there would just be no more attempts at even like trying to get food from this place. Who the hell can pay these prices? Like to eat there twice, it's almost $40. You're out of your damn mind. Let me see. Let's see. 17 plus 17 is 34, and then plus another 17. It's probably like I think 51. Yeah, and then if you add another 17, that's like 60, 68. So just to eat there for 4 days and get two of something, it's $68 for you. So it went from being 44 for 4 days of eating there to 68 because they want that extra $7 so damn badly. Well, they're not gonna get those $7 or any damn dollars from you. That place is getting boycotted really hard, and the best part is they're not even aware. I had two managers ask me at different points this week, "Are you gonna order anything?" I said, "Nope, those days are gone." Only thing I want from you guys is a damn paycheck. That's it. No, nothing else. I couldn't get free food. Then I couldn't even get discounted food without them trying to squeeze some more pennies out of me. So now you won't get any pennies from me. They want to play stupid. You gotta play stupid with them. Like I said, if I didn't have to pay so much in gas to even go over there, I probably wouldn't be as bothered by it. But I just don't think it's okay. And like the whole thing is just, and I know a lot of this stuff can seem like tangents, but think about this: like if you want to get two of something, because this is just their stupidity. I could go in there during the morning, early afternoon, order something, right? And instead of it being 11, it's like $6, whatever. And then I go back 2 hours later and order something again, and then it's like But like, why do I have to order twice to get two of something discount? Like, why can't I just order them together and get both like it's stupid. Just dumb. Like just but like I said, they're gonna pay for their stupidity one way or the other. You get no business. And man, I was a loyal customer. Every time I came to those bastards, I was the first one to go, "Hey, can I get this?" I go and stand in line with my cup or whatever, right? Order your thing, get your drink, wait for it, sip on your drink, and then they come, "Oh, here's your thing." I was like, "Okay, great." But now we're strictly professional. We don't exchange any financial transactions beyond you guys giving me my check every 2 weeks. That's it. You want to sit there and you know, ruin things. Well, okay. They want to extract a higher price out of me, so a customer I will not be. They think this stuff is a game too. Like, I'm sure it feels really nice to just have a job that's like right down the street, a few blocks away from your house. I don't have that. I haven't had that in, I think, 2 years. Like, I have to leave over an hour before my shift even starts to ensure that I get there on time. Give or take the amount of traffic that comes. But that's why I said if I didn't have to worry about like paying for every single damn thing that happens, maybe I'd be more willing to put up with that. But I don't have the patience or the money for it. Plus, again, I just don't see their stuff as being worth that price. I really don't. Like, I guess for me, again, in being someone who's just gotten used to this reality of like people couldn't care if you were alive or dead, and that includes like just being able to get basic utilities like food. I'm noticing more and more the cost of things. And like, again, I'd be the first one to go and buy 5 bags of chips for $10 when I know I'm not going to eat all those damn bags in one day, then spend 12 or 13 on one damn burger. I just don't see where I'm better off getting a much smaller quantity of food that is probably not going to last me anywhere near as long as all the different damn bags. Just telling you the truth. I just don't see the point of it. There's no logic to me in that one. Man. Hmm. Trying to think where's somewhere else I like to go. I mean, I've denied myself a lot of the things I'd like to have just in the pursuit of trying to not, spend a crap load of money at one of these places. Like I really enjoy this one ice cream. This one, I think it's a root beer float. It's like $4 at that place, and I get it maybe at a maximum like twice a week. Because as I've said before, I'm a lot less forgiving. Like, even for me, drinks have a certain price range where it just gets too ridiculous. Like I mentioned when I went to the movie theater that one time, and an icy was like $6 by itself. Right, that's not even like counting the actual cost of the movie. And I just thought it was so crazy. I was like, who the like? Why is the drink half the price of the damn ticket? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. That's why I said just stuff like that is weird, and it's ridiculous. And that's why I don't go to theaters more than once a year. And when I go, I usually don't get any food. I think the last time I bought food at a movie theater was like 2 years ago, and it was because I just had nothing to eat. So I was just going in completely starved, like, oh man, I gotta get something. Damn, my stomach. Actually, no, I take that back because I went to go see what was it? There was some movie I saw earlier this year where I went and where like the ticket was $5 and the popcorn was 10, and of course they don't tell you how much the popcorn costs when you're in line. And that was always in the throes of the whole 1,000 a month phase where I just was so afraid to buy any damn thing. Oh man. Oh boy, I just cost of living, it never seems to go down ever. Like I was thinking about all the hundreds of dollars that you blow through each month on just gas and food. Like that was the most surreal thing to me, just how I'll go and work a job and like for a whole month, the only thing I will buy besides maybe a book is gas and food. And because how far away the job is, it's probably about 200 a month for gas, 200 for food, maybe a little bit less for food, who knows. And then we have the also concerned relative group where it's like, because I make the point of how when that old college thing happened, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. As insane as that was, I tried to be empathetic. I tried to say, look, this is a lot of money, right? 12 grand. But when we sit here and watch their inability to just help you with basic utilities, that's where we start to realize, yeah, these are people are just full of crap. Mm. Oh, it's so damn much. The problem with a lot of these people is they think everyone around them is just so stupid. Not even just in the sense of like I can pull the wool over your eye, but in like I do mean like they actually think everyone around them is just so dumb that they can say one thing and have it completely contradicted by something else. Oh man, I have no money to help you with getting food or gas as I buy $600 shoes. Oh man, I have no money to help you with getting food or gas as I buy an animal that I also have to buy food and other things for to keep its maintenance up. Oh man, I have no money to help you buy food and gas as I find a way to travel to a different country every year. I mean, it's just it's all just a big joke. But that's one of the reasons why I'm excited to write that script because I think that it's nice to offer perspective into something that could have been different than what we have. Like if you just approach stuff from the mindset that nothing is set in stone, including whether it's the good or bad, I do think it can be helpful in terms of getting someone to kind of say that yeah, things might not be as good as they are now. Um, maybe they won't improve by next year, but if I just keep trying, I can see some tangible change because so far the job thing has been a change. It is I definitely did not expect last year when I applied to this place To be retained for as long as I've been retained. I still can't believe it. I'm still in shock. I'm still going, what? I thought I was on my last leg when it came to employers. Mm. But by the grace of God, I was able to find somewhere that kept me for a while, or for I guess a relatively long time. Always subject to change, but you never know. And I am really feeling the weight of that. 5 hours of sleep yesterday. It's all starting to hit me right now. And I'm trying. I'm just that fatigue is creeping in. Um, Going back to McDonald's, I remember just being so mesmerized by those damn shakes and the caramel sundae and the regular ice cream. Hmm. I always thought was so interesting is like people talk about like they have this thing about not supposed to eat sweets or not in substitute of regular food, but the sweets tend to be the most affordable stuff. You can get a cone, I think, for $2 and a sundae for like three, four, right? Shake for probably about $3 or $4. Like as much as I think McDonald's is overpriced when it comes to just regular food, I would go and get either a vanilla or strawberry shake just because I like the yeah flavor. Another place I've been a long time is Starbucks. I had a trend where this went on for like months. Every Saturday after I would finish streaming, I'm doing my 2 3 hour stream. I would get in my car and just drive to Starbucks at 6 in the morning, 6 7, and that way there was no traffic. There was no one that I mean, it was when you do stuff that early in the day, there's usually very little people awake, and that meant I could just jump in the car and go and get a drink and then come back and chew up the food and drink the drink and then go to sleep. But like I said, as that whole minus 1,000 a month crap kept going, I just got to the point where I was like, yeah, this isn't even worth it anymore, whatever. And that's the part that depresses me that it wasn't even like, oh, I don't like the taste of this. It's just like $6 for a drink. I don't know. I just kind of I've lost a lot of favor with some of the stuff. That's one of the reasons why I want to do the video. It's all just like describing a general disenfranchising where a whole series of things can just lead a person to not be excited about the prospects of their future or things that are to occur. And I've said before I don't like to speak in some negative manner all the time, but just it's hard with the stuff you see to be excited for things. Between all these mass shootings and car accidents and people that claim they're your friend trying to get you in trouble at your job and all that. It just again, all of it together is just going, going, going. Like you don't believe that the prospects of the future will be better because of you. You've seen the present be so crap. You've seen the present just be such a mess. Doesn't mean it'll always be that way, but it's hard to look forward to things going a different way when they seem to stay the same. Mm. All I can say is I hope that yeah, I hope people watch it and they come away from it. I think it'll probably be like we can't go back, where it's just a general topic video, right? Which I do think tend to have more people be sympathetic to my side than any of the women stuff. Like they'll be a part of it, a factor, but it's not just about them. As relationships in general now are just trash. Like that whole Discord fiasco with these stupid girls. The fact that everybody on that website seems obsessed with saying the N word over and over. Maybe I'm cut from some different cloth, but I don't find that stuff appealing at all. Like I've joined group calls as recently as yesterday, and they are just so boring, so devoid. And like I said, I there's always this thing where I'll go through a period where I'm just like not attempting stuff with people, and I'll feel like, oh man, I need to go out there and apply myself or whatever. And then I'll go and seek them out, and it will be like just vindicating. Like this is what you want to get involved with. These are the people that you want to talk to, really? And the answer is no. They're bad. They're really bad. They're really boring. I'm in this call yesterday. There's like a woman and some guy playing chess, whatever, right? Okay. Then there's another guy who's like screaming through his mic, of course, saying, a certain word I'm just so sick of. That I brought up earlier. And then there's like another guy's like, you guys know he's 24, right? You guys know he's 24, right? And he's acting, you guys know he's 24, right? Just oh my. And again, it's like, who wants to sit in a call like that for hours on end? I said this before. If I had the option of being in calls like that or just sitting here talking to my damn screen, I'd rather talk to my damn screen any day of the week because at least the screen, I know what to expect, good or bad in the comment section, notwithstanding. It's so lame. Like, give me a break. But again, people they get involved with this stuff. They go and they join these servers. They talk to however many damn people are there, and they just don't really seem that bothered by calls that I don't think are that interesting. And they seem to be getting more like I'm now joining calls where I don't even say anything. I just sit there and they might say hi, I'll say hi back, and I was like, okay, let's hear how this is going. I mean, I joined some of these calls, and besides the greeting, they start arguing about just irrelevant stuff. Like you go on a video game server, for example, and people are talking about gambling. And there's a guy who's like, when you gamble, when you wake up in the morning, you are taking a gamble on if things are going to go good or if things are going to go bad. And then the girl is like, what are you talking about? It just, you say to yourself, of all the things they could be addressing, discussing, because this game's been around for a few years, or even because I've seen some servers where it's like writing writers, whatever, and they're like that too. But it's like all the stuff they could be talking about, whether it's having to do with the server. Like sometimes I talk about like server drama stuff, like oh yeah, this person got banned or this person got blocked or whatever. They, I'm hearing like a gambling debate. It's like what? So that's why I said just dumb. And man, he thought he was really saying something profound too. When you take a step out of your bed, you are gambling on whether the day will go great or the day will go poor. It's like shut up. He was so annoying that the damn the lady he was talking to, who by the way is the same one from the live drama stream, she just kept jumping out of the call with him. I wish I knew how unstable that damn girl was. I had no idea. That's gonna be another highlight of that video, just going over how insane some of these people are. Like how they can just outwardly appear normal, and then after like a few days, a few weeks, it just starts deteriorating. You're like, wow, you really turned to this on me? This is you? This is you, Pikachu? This just I'm serious. Like I think about the one that thought was her ex-boyfriend, and she was very nice. We had a very pleasant dialogue for a few days, and then she started doing her little so poor man's version of Sherlock Holmes, and came up with the conclusions that she did, and just destroyed our whole communication. He wrote me a message. I need to respond to him. The guy that she used to be with, that she thought I was, like I hit him up and we started talking. He sent me some message a few days ago. I haven't written back because I just been so busy with the job. I really don't like not responding to people, but sometimes I just, like I said, a lot of days you get up at 10, 11, 12, and you got to go over there by 2. So you get like an hour or two on the computer, and then you get in the car and drive over there. And, you know, eh, before 5 o'clock hits, you're sitting outside in the parking lot, probably like, all, doing whatever, but just passing the time until you have to start your, weekly torment. I always feel like when they don't give me that many hours, I'm gonna just forget that I'm even working that day. Like, oh yeah, you guys still have me hired. I forgot it's been like 3, 4 days since I last worked. Like that week where they gave me 2 shifts, I was like, oh man, what the hell is this? I had my phone that on the exit stage left button so quickly, and I said it every time they get me to the point of being like, all right, well, I guess I don't need to work here anymore because you guys aren't giving me any hours. They start giving more hours. Like I'm fine with the I think it's 10 more work days before this month is out. I'm okay with that. Um, I probably would prefer more, but it's not awful. Mm. I will say that I'm noticing more and more coworkers that are saying, "Oh yeah, I have a second job. I have a second job. I have a second job." I'm like, man, I'm envious of you guys because the hours they give me, those fluctuating pieces of crap, I never can predict. How I'll even be able to like feasibly try to have another job. Like I'm sure I said this before. I'm worried about trying to work somewhere else, having that place get mad at me because I'm not coming in as much as they want, or the other place is also calling for me to give some hours. Everybody's like trying to tug at me, right? And then because I can't decide to just tell one or the other, hey, look, I can't do this job anymore. I'm trying to like have both ways, have my cake and eat it too. They decide to get rid of me in retaliation. Like, okay, if you don't want to work for us, then you can't quit if you're fired. Ha 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 ha. It's just so annoying. But look, oh man, I feel that fatigue. So like, since we haven't had anyone write anything, I'll just get off of here. I'll be yeah, I'll be back on Monday because I don't work on Monday. Um, hopefully I'll have some more energy because, like I said, it's just been a really tiring week for me. I've had 6 work days in 1 week, every day of work. Except so before Thursday, I worked every day from last Wednesday to this past Wednesday, like except Saturday. It was like it was 6 days of work. Um, but yeah, I'll be back probably on Monday, and then we can reconvene this massacre. So I hope you enjoyed the stream and have a good rest of your weekend.